The idea was that the therapist would be some sort of neutral actor, sterile, objective, and move out of the way enough for the client to have a ton of feelings evoked in them that were transferential, transfer them onto the therapist, and then work them out with the therapist. And the biggest threat to the possibility of this happening would be if the therapist developed a ton of countertransferential responses to the client that they weren't then able to work out in therapy, their own analysis, or their own supervision. And over time, we've come to accept actually transference and countertransference happen all the time. There's no real such thing as neutrality. And even if you attempt neutrality, the transference is going to happen. And if you don't attempt neutrality, the transference is going to happen. It's inevitable. And a more empowered way to think about this whole process is not that there's transference that gets put on the therapist and the therapist responds with countertransference, but rather that there's mutual transference and that the therapist and the client are responding to each other. Now, transference does not only happen in therapy, it literally happens in every single relationship. If I meet somebody who went to Penn State, for example, they're going to bring up feelings I have about other people who went to Penn State and all of the things I have associated with Penn State until I get a better sense of that person that replaces my assumptions. This is just kind of how relationships work. But transference also just like lasts and lingers and is really powerful because sometimes we can't shake the stuff we bring into relationships. And part of the magic, I hope, of therapy is that both the therapist and the client are always working on their transference.